The Prank of an Imp. Seraphine has always been a curious one. Her curiosities have brought her to stumble upon the magical powers of a warlock. By learning the dark arts, she can conjure an imp to keep her company, but when it comes time for battle, the imp becomes very useful by aiding her with its magical abilities. Battles between the Horde and the Alliance are an everyday occurrence in the world of Azeroth, and there are many causes to why they fight, but that is for another story. Seraphine is a Forsaken, which is a faction of an undead race in Azeroth, and her people have chosen to rally with the Horde. Though this day is a day for rest, she has been away from home too long and her adoring husband is missing her. As Seraphine sits on her plush couch waiting for her husband to come home from work, she becomes very lonely. It's not easy being an undead warlock, but it has its advantages. She quickly summons an imp that she has named Lena to keep her company. For her own amusement, she puts a diaper on the imp and a bow around her left ear. Lena tries to protest, but Seraphine is not listening to her and pushes the matter further by playing baby games with her. Motherly tendencies never really leave you, even if you are undead. Seraphine loses interest in tormenting the imp any further. She removes the diaper and bow from Lena and sends her on her way. She sits on the couch, turns on the television, and sees the Lich King sitting on his throne as his icy blue eyes stare at her through the screen. She continues to watch as the Lich King gets up from his throne and walks over to a spot of snow. He kneels down to wipe the snow away to reveal that there is something beneath the frozen ice. The king unsheathes his massive sword. As he points the sword towards the camera, it becomes imbued with magical powers. With a strong and mighty blow, he pierces the ice with his sword to break the thing free of its frozen prison. A skeleton dragon bursts out of the ice and embraces being freed from his prison as he takes flight. The dragon flies to the edge of the mountain cliff, peering over the massive valley below. The king approaches the cliff and sees for himself that there is a horde of scourge in the valley, waiting for his command. The screen turns black as if the footage has come to an end. Could this be? Has the Lich King returned? These questions puzzle Seraphine, for she knows that this is not good news of the Lich King returning. Her husband will be coming home soon. She will wait for him to see if he has heard any news on the matter. As Hagen walks through the door, he sees his wife, Seraphine, sitting on the edge of the couch. "How was your day?" Seraphine asks her tired husband. "Fine. We were extremely busy in the apothecary today. There were a lot of orders for healing potions. Are you okay?" asks Hagen, for his wife's demeanor is unusual. He sits on the couch beside Seraphine as she replies, "Yes, I'm fine. Though, when I turned on the TV earlier, there was a video of the Lich King returning. Have you heard anything about this?" The statement his wife just made bewilders Hagen. No one at work mentioned seeing or hearing anything about the Lich King returning. If he was, I'm sure it would broadcast on the radio and TV for everyone to know about. Changing the subject, he continues, "What is all this nonsense on the floor?" Hagen is staring at the baby toys, diaper and bow that were left on the floor from playing with Lena earlier. Seraphine laughs. "Oh, I was trying to get Lena to pretend to be a baby for me. She wanted no part of it. How has Nico been these days?" "I summoned him weeks ago. He does as he pleases while I'm at work." Seraphine tries to return to the matter at hand. "I'm still bothered by the scene of the Lich King." Bothered that Seraphine has brought this back up, Hagen avoids the matter by interrupting her. "It has been weeks since I have seen you. You can worry about it tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our time together for the rest of the evening." Seraphine takes her husband's advice and spends the rest of the evening with him, though in the back of her mind she is still wondering who or what caused this to happen and why. The next morning, Seraphine tells her husband goodbye as he heads off to work. Now it's time to figure out what caused the Lich King video. As Seraphine is sitting on the couch recalling what she saw on the television, she notices a cable going behind the entertainment center. She gets up to see where this cable is going. She peers behind the television and sees that it is plugged into an HDMI port. "That's strange," she says to herself as she follows the cable down to where it is leading. The cable goes down the hallway and appears to turn into the office. Slowly, Seraphine starts to walk to the office. As she approaches the office doorway, she hears giggling coming from the room. She peeks her head around the corner of the door to see that it's none other than Lena and Nico. As she tiptoes into the room, she hopes that none of the bare bones of her skeletal feet will make a snapping sound as she approaches them. She manages to sneak up behind them quietly. Looking over their shoulders, she sees that they are watching the same thing that she saw yesterday. "Hey, where did you get that?" asked Seraphine as the two imps jumped from being startled by the sudden words. With an alarmed look on his face, Nico replies, "I was showing Lena the video." "The video that I used to play a trick on you yesterday?" he says in a whispered voice as he hangs his head. "It was a good trick too. She thought it was real," Lena says abruptly with a smirk on her face. Seraphine is infuriated with Lena's rudeness and summons a fell hunter. She commands the fell hunter to chase the little imp around the house. Satisfied with the fate that she bestowed onto Lena, she returns to Nico. "As I asked before, where did you get that?" Afraid to answer the question but not wanting the same treatment as Lena, he replies, I made it." "What do you mean you made it? How is this possible?" "Well, since my master let me roam through the house during the day while he was at work, I got bored. In my boredom, I watched a lot of YouTube videos. Most of these videos were animated and I thought it would be neat to learn how to make one. Since you were gone and I had plenty of time to myself, I made this little video. I just thought it would be funny to play it when you went to watch TV." "You sly little imp, you had me fooled." Smiling at Nico, Seraphine continues, "Now that I will be home for a while, you must teach me how to create these animated videos. Perhaps we can prank my husband." Seraphine dismisses the fell hunter from chasing Lena. Relieved, she hugs Seraphine's leg and listens in on the conversation between Nico and Seraphine. Story and illustration by Julia Hunt.